So, Frank and his colleagues basically are making a bunch of claims based off a different article in a different study by a guy named Gordon, saying that the Piraha tribe, I'm sorry that I'm butchering that and don't have the right accent for it, my bad. But yeah, so these Piraha people, they don't have a singular plural morphology, and therefore they can't make a distinction between one and many. But Gordon, in his study, they found that they do have about 3 number words. It means roughly 1, approximately 2, and many. But when they were doing the study, they found that they didn't use those words consistently, because at one point the word that they were using for 1 was also used for numbers between 4 and 6, and everything just kind of varied a lot. So the lack of the exact quantity language didn't actually prevent these people from performing exact number tasks, which, I think that's pretty cool, that you don't have to have exact numbers to be able to do that. It makes sense though, because math is math, and math is just a skill that you learn. You don't need the numbers you need the numbers, but you don't need the words for it. I could do math in French, but not be able to give you the exact language word for it, but I could show you the numbers. So I could make those matching distinctions. So that means they do understand exact numbers. But the study doesn't show if they have an actual mental representation of large numbers. It just shows that they can make a distinction. However, once the numbers started getting really large, there was a lot of decrease in performance. So that'd probably be the same. Me too. Big numbers are hard. But when they were doing the tasks, they had tasks where they would have to do the matching, obviously the uneven matching task, and they showed an understanding that if you have an extra spool, I think they use, then that's not going to match the thing that has one less spool, because +1 or -1 does make a difference, and they understood that. So this argues against the strong working hypothesis that language for numbers creates the concept of exact numbers. That is not the case. You can have a concept of exact numbers without having the language for it. However, I did not like this article at all, because there were so many errors. At one point they were 5 people made an error with the uneven matching task, 1 person made a complete error with the one-on-one task, 6 people did an error with this, and there was a paragraph about the number of errors, and then they were comparing it to a study that only used 4 people, so it's such a small sample size, and even then, that study, they didn't have a translator. So obviously they were going to make mistakes. And then another thing that they did was they used spools, or they were also talking about batteries at one point. I was kind of confused about that. But things that roll. So they'd have number groups, but the items that they had would be rolling. So it wasn't the participants' issue, it was the actual task that they were having to do. Things were a little spool would be rolling over here, so how many's here? They'd see 3, but really there's 4, but this thing rolled away. So, I don't know, that just seems like a bad idea. I wouldn't trust this article at all. There's just so many errors. But, I don't know, it's hard to ask myself, because I speak a number language, and I don't remember a time where I didn't speak a number language. But if you were to ask me to, match a bazillion, let's say, a made-up number, I would be able to do so. I just wouldn't be able to give you the word for it, probably. So, I guess that works for me in my head. That makes sense to me. But next time, have a lot less errors. Use items that don't roll. Use, a shoe. I don't know. Something that doesn't roll. That would be fantastic. I would trust it a lot more if the tasks weren't, rolling away from them and you were asking them to match. That bothered me so much. Oh, it drove me crazy.